Hi, my name is Elizabeth Foster and I'm the founder of Connect Coach. And today we are joined by one of our most amazing coaches, and his name is Greg Ballard. Welcome, Greg.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, I'm really happy that you could join us. So, Greg, tell us what you specialize in.
So I specialize in leadership development and team performance. So I work with individuals that are in either leadership roles or want to move into a leadership role, and I help them with core disciplines, attributes, and um, uh, and leadership principles. So those three things make up really what a strong and effective leader is going to be. So we work at where they are. We help map out a plan for how they can move forward. And then we work at integrating those changes into their daily life. Sometimes, simple things can be tweaked very quickly. Other things take a little more time. But I also work with teams and to improve team performance. And what that looks like is improving communication, developing a foundation of trust, and helping them to create a space where they know how to, what I call, engage friendly fighting, where they can really debate ideas instead of each other. And when they can vigorously do that, they can get to the best ideas, take action, and they can be highly, highly productive, as well as creative, and have a lot more fun.
I like that. I like that. So you work with individuals and you work with teams to really improve performance, both with themselves on an individual basis and in that team environment.
Yes.
That's really cool. Great. So tell me, what actually led you to become a coach? I mean, what was that? There's always a pivotal point. What was that about?
Yeah, there's a bit to it. So some of the highlights. So I came, one of my, professional roles I was brought into, my supervisor decided to engage me through coaching rather than your standard kind of boss, subordinate relationship. It was more of a coach-coachee relationship. My job description was very short. It was 3 words: lead guest services. There was really no description to it. So he let me figure it out, and he knew enough about leadership development to know that I was the type of person that needed to get in and do things. And he used coaching to lead me and to manage and develop me. And because of that, I got so intrigued with it and started some formal training. And then I began using those skills to develop my team and others. And so that's kind of how the journey got started.
So you actually experienced coaching, and then as a result of that, then you decided to go ahead and train as a coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say a lot of the success I've had, I can be credited to coaching as development for me, but also for people that I've worked with and teams that I've led.
I think that's so cool. And I think to actually have been on that receiving end of coaching really makes a big difference, because you know what it's like to have been coached. So therefore, when you coach people, you really open up a whole nother side, and you can go, yeah, actually, I've been where you are. I totally get what that feels like. And here, let me help you through this.
Yeah, I drink the Kool-Aid. I started on the Kool-Aid. I still drink the Kool-Aid. I think coaching is probably the best modality for personal and professional development that we have available to us. I know there's other great things and great tools out there. Education, instruction, a practical experience. But the coaching actually takes those things and actually embeds them and ingrains them into who we are. And that's often the piece that's missing. We often know and are educated far beyond what we execute. And coaching can help close that gap.
Yeah, it certainly can. It certainly can. And I've seen that time and time again. So, and it's great to hear you echo that. So, and I know that we talked earlier about you worked with individuals and you work with teams, but what do you, if you can kind of in a way put them together, what do you actually do for them?
So there's kind of 3 steps to the process that the general process that I use. And so whenever I work with a new client, the first thing we have to do is establish, clarity. And a lot of times I work with people and they're not clear on what they want or where they want to go. Or maybe they haven't done the deep values work for how their guidance system works. And so they're making decisions at work and life that, are not working out for them because they haven't gained the clarity and insight about themselves. or they need some clarity and insight about where the mission, where they want to go, that A to B journey, that where they are, and they're trying to figure out where to go. So step one is really the process of gaining clarity. And then the next step is taking action. Very different than just being active. A lot of times we find ourselves very active in the day. Our calendars are full, our schedules are full. We're very, very busy, but we're doing a lot of things that are not necessarily moving us forward to where we want to go. And so those two things combined, really are what drive to attain results. And that's ultimately where we want to go. I'm a results, based coach. I work for results. My clients get results. And so that's how we do it. We gain clarity, we take action, we see results.
I love it. I love it. And that is so powerful. I mean, having that clarity to begin with is so fundamental, because if you just jump in and you're not clear, you can end up going in a very different direction than actually will give you the results that you want. So I think that's a very pivotal part of it. And of course, we all want results. That's just who we are as human beings. It doesn't matter what we're looking at in our life, we all want those results. But I think that getting that clarity to begin with, and absolutely taking action towards it is very powerful. So just tell us a little bit about you. What I know that you've been a client or a coachee, and now you're a coach. But what actually gives you the greatest joy on a personal basis when you're coaching a client?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I've got a couple of examples in mind right now. So I have an ongoing client based out of Houston, and, every so often we'll get a session and she'll come in and she's just like on the dim setting. The energy is very low. There's a lot going on. The optimism is low. And, we just get into a conversation, we start the coaching process, we engage the relationship. And, by the end, I typically ask, so what's your biggest takeaway? And her response is, oh, this is going to work. I've got this. It's going to work. We've got a plan. And the room is well lit. The optimism is full up. And that's just one example of, and that's a very, very, I think it's a great one. But it's not even the core. The core is when I worked with a client for a period, and they've shifted maybe their energy. They've changed their circumstances, and they now show up in a very different way in their attitude and their presence. And that's just stuff that is like, wow. I go to sleep at night knowing that I've had an impact on someone's life, and they are now living. They're now living in a way that they feel better about, and they're making a better contribution. And so those are the things that I take away.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And I love that idea of taking somebody from a 1 to a 10. It's like, and they walk in, or metaphorically walk in if you're, and they're like, no, well, life's da, 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 da. And then by the time they finish treated, they're like, yay, I'm ready to rock and roll. Yeah. Tell me, where do we begin? I like that. That's so cool. Greg, I've so enjoyed talking with you, and we could carry on this conversation a lot longer, but I'd really recommend anybody who's thinking of hiring a coach for either executive or business or for their team to really reach out and connect with you, because you are an incredible coach, and you've got a lot of wisdom to share. So, Greg, thank you so much. I've enjoyed talking with you, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.